Hi, I'm Jessica,
And I'm Tracy.
and this is She's on Top, the place where we celebrate and elevate women.
And this is our series called The New Normal.
And today we are super excited to have kind of a returning guest for us, Julie Cole. Hey, Julie.
Hey,
Hey, Julie. We're so excited to have you on.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yay. And we're going to air this video. We're shooting now a little bit before Mother's Day, but it's going to come out just before Mother's Day because I'm not sure if everybody knows, but you have 6 children, right?
It's true.
6. So I have 3, only 2 of which live with me. So this is for you. And we thought today we'd start off by asking you, what's it like during COVID with 6 children? And I think your children are all teenagers, correct?
They are, yeah. So I will tell you, this is so strange. It's almost like that having the 6-kid thing has worked out finally for me because like they're older, like the youngest turned 11. So they're 11, 13, 15, whatever. And they like, it's just so much fun. Like they're all home. It's super social. They're swimming in the backyard pool together. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons every night. They're having movie nights. And they're all like, if this were 15 years ago, I would be struggling a lot. But since they're all a little bit a lot independent, like they're kind of homeschooling themselves. I do find my 11-year-old, he has ADD, ADHD. He's got a funny learning profile. So homeschooling him is a trick, but I've just divided up his subjects. So each sibling has one subject that they're in charge of. And that's their responsibility. And because I'm still working full time, and it's so hard for moms. I know we're like working and the kids are at home and you're having to shush them all the time and trying to be, I've got a Zoom call, you need to be quiet, all that stuff. So honestly, having them all at home is pretty sweet deal. I've got friends who have only children and they're really struggling. They're like, I'm their entertainment. They're not going to see another child in real life for months. Like it's like I said, this finally worked out for me. It's my time to shine.
So the moral of your advice is have 6 children. So if there's a pandemic, you're covered.
and then hope for a pandemic, because otherwise it's a waste of time.
I was laughing because I saw your post the other day on Instagram where you were like, doing an interview. I forgot which news anchor it was, but you were like party on top, and then your kid taking a picture of you in your track pants, screaming at them like that.
Totally.
There's no hiding.
Honestly, like I'm literally, I've got this, like I'm looking all polished. It was with Cheryl Hickey, I think. I'm all polished up top and being professional. And then, I go into the main room of the house to holler at the kids to be quiet. I got my tracky pants, pajama bottom things on, and my kid videos me, and I'm like, nice, nice.
We've laughed.
But it's reality.
Yeah.
We've had that with it. It's been pretty good. But every once in a while, Tracy's like, I'm doing an interview.
Yeah, I have 2 kids and they know. It's like, I'm like 11:30, don't come downstairs, I'm on a video, but they forget. So my son walks down in his underwear to get his cereal, and it's like, oh no, I'm doing an interview.
But you know what? I saw a really great, somebody posted something great that I felt really was relatable. You know how we're all saying in this pandemic, my roots are showing because we're all outgrowing her. But he explained it like our roots are showing, like, you see that we have families. You see that we have messy offices. You see that our dogs come barking in the house. You see, like our roots are showing, and everyone's are. So it's kind of okay. Like
That's so
everybody's
cool.
a little more real.
I love that. You always have a good line. I remember when we did the video with you, which I'm going to share because it was an amazing video. And you said, get comfortable being uncomfortable. And now I'm going to use this line about the roots. It's so true. I think so many women we've spoken to are now being more vulnerable. We're sharing our vulnerabilities, which is fantastic.
It is. We're all in this together, like that's the whole point, is we're all at home. We're all trying to juggle the kids. We're all trying to get our work done. We're all wondering. We don't know what's next. There's a lot of anxiety that goes along with that. And all of us, especially those, I think, we have a unique issue, those of us who are doing like the side hustle, or, you guys work with so many entrepreneurs, and, there's probably so afraid of what next steps are for their business and what impact this is going to have. And they're trying to grow these businesses and also homeschool. So they're accountable to all these teachers, and then even if you have a traditional job, you're accountable to a boss. There's a lot going on.
That's for sure.
It's true. As much as we're multitaskers, it's insane. Like you actually, speaking of which, you have like this, your Julie Cole brand, but you have the Mabel's Labels, the label company. Is that still going, or what's happening with that?
Yeah, we're still going. And actually, I think I'm really proud of our team. You know, we've always been pretty innovative, and we've actually started making face shields.
Oh,
So
so
we are now doing,
Wow.
yeah, we have the capability to do that. So now we're providing face shields to a lot of companies, healthcare providers, restaurant workers, that sort of thing. So it's pretty exciting.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how are you? I guess you're pivoting in that way, because I know you do labels for camps. No one
Yep.
knows if camps are going to go ahead.
I
It's
know.
doubtful. So how have you been pivoting your business?
Yeah, so we have, like I said, we've done the face shields. We've been trying to provide labels to, because we can make labels of any size. We've also been making like social distancing labels for companies. We've provided complimentary emergency daycare labels to the children there, because all the kids there, their parents are frontline workers. And we thought this is one way we can help. You know, these parents are going and working, they have to put their kids in daycare. And the thing with our labels, which is why we are still making them and they are still being ordered, is that people want to avoid germy mix-ups with their kids' belongings once things get back to normal. So it is, you know, it's a pretty useful product in that way. And we're also sourcing, doing masks with our Mabel's Labels icons on. So just really cute kids' face masks as well. So yeah, lots going on.
That's so smart. I never thought about the kids' mask, but until we figure out how long this is going to be, we're going to have to make it more creative and more normal for our kids, right? By doing things like that, making the abnormal normal.
That's it, the new normal, you know, that's what we're saying.
Yeah. And another question, going back to the kids, you have kids of all different ages. Just my question is, how do you, like, you know, they must have different needs. So how do you focus on that when you've got them all together at once? I know you also have a son with autism.
Yes.
So
Yep.
is he affected differently by this?
So it's interesting. Yeah, you do have a lot of different needs. And I find, like, with the big family, so, you know, I've got, you know, the one, you have to be so, I feel like parents really have to honor that our kids are all at different ages and stages. And, you know, when they're a bit sad or they're a bit scared, you know, we can easily just say, oh, well, at least we're all safe, we're all healthy. But I think we need to honor the fact that they're missing out on stuff. Like, I have a grade 8 kid who's not doing his school trip to Ottawa this year. He had, you know, a really big role in the school play that got canceled. No grade 8 graduation. I've got another kid in grade 12. She won't be going to prom. You know, she won't be having a graduation ceremony. I had a kid in first year university who got sent home from residence and was so homesick for residence and all her friends there. And my guy with autism, he's second year University of Guelph. And, you know, we like to keep things sort of on track and keep things structured. So that was quite disruptive for him, although he seemed to nail the working from home thing, like studying from home thing, which worked out well. I do have him working with an executive functioning coach, but I did find my daughter in first year university. She's in a pretty tough course, and she's that kid who likes like a lot of interaction, and in class should be like, TA this, and professor, I've got a question. And so the online learning wasn't ideal for her, but we since found out she managed to squeak by and get her year. So I'm delighted, because it was a tough course. And but the other thing too is, like, they all have different sort of jobs. Like, that one actually is starting work tomorrow at working with the hospitals. She's going in and doing testing for COVID.
Wow.
So what we made, I know, which is awesome. But what we decided to do was, she got her house for university. We moved her in there so that when
You have to quarantine.
she's out of our house.
Yeah.
So we're out.
Yeah.
So lots of moving parts, right? Lots of moving parts. And I already talked about my guy with some like learning differences and how we've had to accommodate that. But yeah, this is the thing. Like I always say, I don't treat my kids the same, because they're not the same. You know, they're treated fair, but not equal.
Yeah, and I think another thing you have to think about too is that they're scared too. Like, we don't know what the future is for our businesses. So we've been talking to these entrepreneurs, but a lot of these, I also have a son who's going back to fourth year university, and you know, a niece who's like yours, just graduated grade 12. Like, is the university going to happen next year? Like,
I know.
there's a lot of fears they're having that we may not realize, because they're like, well, they're just kids. They're not worried about making money, but they're still worried about their future. Yeah,
it's funny too. And there are things you don't consider. I had one, and I didn't realize that he was having anxiety about finishing up the school year and not having that time with his friends at the end. And they're all going to different high schools. But upon like doing a little picking away, I realized that that was actually a real source of anxiety for him. And I had no idea that he was really worried about the friends all leaving, not ever seeing each other again and moving on. So I think, you know, having these conversations with your kids, all of them, we can begin to know what's, you know, what might be bothering them. So you got to keep those conversations going. And I always say too, like, just really empathize. Like for the teenagers, you've got a lot of them who are like in new relationships or in their first loves. And I know for us, we're just like, oh, it's puppy love. You're fine. You're fine. Well, we got to remember how that felt like when you wanted to be around that person all the time and they're not able to do that. So, you know, we have to, you know, be a little empathetic to that when they're a little bit sad about not being with their love. Sorry, I sound like I'm making fun of them as I say that because I kind of am, but they're not here.
Hope you never watch this.
You're creative though too, because I think I saw another Instagram. Was it one of your child's birthdays? I was watching this video and it's like one girl got up and it said happy birthday and somebody opened the fridge. I was like, did you make that? Like, explain that one.
It was awesome. So my daughter Jessamy turned 15 last week. And I had no idea about that video. I just said to the kids the week before, I'm like, you guys, she's going to be grumpy about having a birthday in quarantine, so make it good for her. So that was the instruction I gave to the kids. So her sister Posey had messaged all her friends and said, I want you to send me a clip of you just doing something regular. And then you hold up a sign saying, happy birthday, Jessamy. So I only found out about that video once it was on TikTok and got shared around. I didn't even know about it. So
smart.
I was on that kids. It was great. And I think you do see people being a little bit creative. You see people like outside of the box doing fun things. And I think also like, I feel like, because I had another one with another birthday on the 26th of April, and he said it was his best birthday ever. He was turning 11. And I do think that they're realizing like what we did for his birthday was we played a board game, everyone, you know, we had what he wanted for dinner. The kids all went in the pool. He had the best birthday ever. Like they don't need the ticker tape parades and the pony rides in the backyard and the 3,000 friends over. They really don't. We're enough. Family's enough.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much. It's been so amazing chatting with you, and happy Mother's Day. I think hopefully you'll have a fantastic Mother's Day.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Because you do want the pony ride and the ticker tape parade,
exactly.
right?
I don't like my chances.
And this was great talking to you. We'll put a link to Mabel's labels below so people can, you know, still buy their labels and their masks or whatever. And it was really great talking to you. Thanks, Julie.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it was such a joy talking to you. As Tracy said, we're going to link Julie's other video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe because as you can see, we get to talk to really amazing people.
Thank you.